Yeah, hi there. These comments are for Ahmed. This is Michael, and let's take a look at your question. And by the way, I'm the founder, owner, and the materials writer for all of your lessons at the 7-Step System to pass the TOEFL IBT. So your question is, I'd like to join your website, but I have a question I really want an answer for. I got 70 in the TOEFL IBT. You got 15 on the reading, 15 on the listening, you got 20 on the speaking and 20 on the writing 2 months ago. Is it possible to receive 110 before March 2014? Now you're talking about a year. So you know what? You're the early bird catches the worm, which means you're planning in advance and you're anticipating by a certain deadline, you want to get a certain score. Is it possible? I'll say yes. Is it likely? I don't know. I'm going to say that anybody who gets over 110, and given the fact your score is 70 right now, I'm going to say your chances of scoring 110 within a year are probably between 15 and 20% out of 100. That would be my best guess right now, so not very likely. Now, why do I say that? Most students that I've interviewed who have gotten high TOEFL scores, most of them have been using English for a very, very long time, even since they were 8 or 9 years old. Now, I don't know if that fits your situation. Okay, let me ask you a question. Have you been reading, for example, newspapers and books for 5 or 6 years? Every week you're reading something in English. Have you been speaking English since you were 8 or 9 years of age? Right? Now, if you answer yes to both those questions, your score probably wouldn't have been 70 in the first place. But if you do answer yes to those, I'm going to say it's very likely to get 110. Right? So anyway, let me tell you a little bit about my course. Now, the main thing is people need my website because it gives them a space where they can study each day online. I have over 630 lessons. I have vocabulary, pronunciation, and grammar lessons. I have listening and reading lessons. I even have a space for you to complete your pronunciation, writing, and speaking practice tests online so you can get feedback from me. So I'll tell you a quick story. I did have a student. I have had over the last few months, I've had several students who scored over 110, right? Now, in one particular situation, her name's Rasha. She used my course for 8 months. She studied on her own for 2 months, and she had never taken the TOEFL before. However, she had lived in the United States for 6 or 7 years before meeting me. So she went through all my lessons, she took all my practice tests, she did all of that information, and she did take the TOEFL, and she got 105 out of 120. So she did not quite get 110, but she got pretty close to it. So anyway, if you do decide to join my course, I cannot promise you that you will score 110. I've learned that it's not good to offer guarantees like that. Every student's different. Our brains aren't the same. We have different first languages, and there's a lot of grammar and cultural issues that you have to solve before you can advance your English. But I'll tell you this, I will help you as much as I can while you're one of my students. And one of the things that my students like about my course is whenever they complete a speaking and a writing practice test, I try to get them scored in about 24 hours. So you don't have to wait very long to get your results so you can measure your progress. And part of the key for you, I think, to get to where you want to be with your TOEFL is your vocabulary. And even if you don't use my course, I'll give you 2 good tips right now. One of the best things you can do right now between now and March 2014 is this. Sit down every day for about 45 minutes and read. Every day, read either magazines, newspapers, and longer books. Read every day for 12 months. I'm telling you, just that one thing will make a huge difference in your TOEFL score. You'll learn to concentrate better, you'll comprehend better, your reading speed will actually get faster. So that would be something that you can begin doing today to help you achieve your results tomorrow. All right, anyway, I'm glad that you made a comment at my site. And if you think it's the right course for you, and at the right time for you, I'd like to invite you to become one of my newest students in my online course called the 7-Step System to Pass the TOEFL IBT.